Sagittarius, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. The reading for the week of October the 3rd to the 9th. Have you seen your monthly readings or your equinox readings? Now, there's a changing world out there at the moment, and those readings have been absolutely spot on. The September one was spot on. I've got a funny feeling the October ones are going to be absolutely spot on as well. You'll find that on our channel. You'll notice by my side here the rotating sun that was taken over the last few days. What you can see is the corona hole that's coming through, which is earth energy. You've also got filament energies as well, so that's what we're going to be looking out for. And at the end of this reading, we're going to be clarifying the cards again with the vibration of the sun and how it's affecting the vibration on the earth, your chakra system, and your aura system, which we go into on Cymatic TV. So, welcome, and let's get straight on in there for you, Sagittarius. So it's time of regrouping for you, moving into your autumn period. It's you're about sort of like a month and a half off, so you're still going to be very much in the physical sort of sense of where I want to be next year, what sort of job I want to be doing, and it's a real sort of, the energy is also helping that sort of welcoming energy, bringing energy into your life, right into the center of your core of your being, basically. And it's a good time to look at different things and see how it's going on. So let's just see how that sort of like, yeah, exactly. Ace of Pentacles, building on that new cycle that's going to be happening on your birthday. So this week here could be a real working week. You might have a pause the following week, but certainly a real working week. Seeing what's going on in the world outside, I think it's a working week for everybody, but there you go. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship side. Here's the karmic message for you. Stay calm. Get I want to say get a grips with your emotions, but it's start to get a bit of command over your emotions. I think that's what it's regarding your relationships. Maybe it's just don't want to. Yeah, exactly. Five of Swords. Okay, so you don't want to get involved in conversations or people who just want to have a fight, basically, who want to win a battle. I wouldn't really get involved with them. The karmic message here is sometimes I think it's better to lose sometimes than to win for you. And I think this is the case of you, as you're sort of like bringing the things into you. I think you don't want to waste your time in relationships. That could be family, friends, community, your partner. It's just a case of just not getting into conflictual sort of conversations that don't actually really get you anything. Let's go on to how the universe is influencing that karmic message. It's saying take time for you, but it's also showing you doing things. So it could be take time for you to be a little bit, not necessarily social, but it could be, doing a bit of gardening with your partner, or going swimming with a friend, freshwater swimming, or, going for a cycle ride with your friend or something. That's the sort of thing of doing, connecting with the people around you. I thought there was two cards there. There's only one. Yeah, death and rebirth. It's recycling things. It's starting a new cycle. So bicycles. So going for a bicycle ride. Trying to get some sort of rhythm in your life, I think, is going to be important for you, for your relationships. Just building on the physical side and how you actually really do enjoy being with another person. It could be as simple as going to the cinema or something like that. But the universe is trying to sort of encourage you to sort of open up to your relationships and maybe have a different type of relationship with the people that are around you. Let's just see what's going on with the guides, how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. They're shielding you from these conflicts. I think it's because you're very passionate. And this side, the whole side of this flower here, this section, these two petals here, there's only this bit of water that's going on here, and I think they don't want you to get into those, because then you got fixed air and fixed air. That's very, very mental, and that's what they're trying to avoid, is that mental conflict with others that just doesn't serve you anything at all. Yeah, patience and temperance. Yeah, I think that's what they're asking you to do, is asking that hot-headed side of you, which you can be, hot-headed side of you, to be just take it easy. Just don't worry. Just, take it easy. Trying to avoid those. They're really helping you to try and avoid those sort of confrontations, really, or just making you realise that these things are not worth fighting for. There's better things over the horizon. If you spend your time fighting, you're not going to spend your time opening up other doors. It's going to be difficult for you. Let's just see how it goes on in the conversation within you. Very hot indeed. Well, this comes into this section here as well, this crossover point there. I think you're going to be quite busy sociably, and that could be with family, friends and community. But at the same time, it's short-lived. So it's only like, just meeting some friends for an afternoon tea very quickly, and it's not really going out on a bender. But I think it's more a case of, because they're sort of saying, let's get moving, let's do something physical. Don't just sit around doing nothing, as it were. There's going to be that sort of desire to do things. Yeah, it's connecting with the people of the past. I think it's also starting to realise where you're coming into your last month, of the sort of relationships that you've lived over the last year, what sort of relationships you want to live over the coming future. And I think that could be creeping into your thoughts. So it could be the fact that if it's not a stimulating activity like a bike ride or going to a film, or if you're actually doing something, you might find yourself a little bit lost in your daydreams, Sagittarius, and not really concentrating and not really being there with other people. So, maybe that's that case here of taking time out and doing things for you more than anything else. Okay, and having a bit of time for you. Let's just see what's going on the financial side of life. A lot of signs have had this. It's like counting your capital. It's making sure you've got enough in the bank to tide you over. And it's maybe the karmic message is here is forearmed, forewarned, or just realizing that knowing you've got enough in the tank for difficult times ahead. I think that's going to be very reassuring for you. It's concentrating your work, concentrating your job. So you're there, you're doing it, you're crossing the T's, dotting the I's, you're covering all the bases, but you're not covering too many. You're not spreading yourself too thin. You're doing the basics really, really well and making sure you've got that foundation for you going forward. And I think you could well be looking, of sharing that expertise with others and letting others share their expertise with you. Maybe even a collaboration on a project or a business or a job or that sort of thing. There seems to be like, sometimes it's better to collaborate than to try and do it all yourself. Okay, let's just see how the universe is sort of influencing that karmic message. Yeah, they're concentrating on you again, the universe here. It's as if like building that inner strength within you. Yeah, healthy boundaries and going on a journey, marking your territory. That's what it is. It's a bit like it is that foundation work of shoring up the ship, as it were, making sure everything works and everything's in its right place. That's what it seems to be. So you avoid any. I went into French and you avoid any problems going in the future. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. They're really looking for this teamwork factor. I think your security is going to be in numbers. That's how you're going to feel about your work, about your business. So it might be a case of connecting, opening up discussions with other businesses to do combined projects together and stuff like that. Disappointment. I think, does this come from disappointment? Does this come from a summer that didn't quite live up to what you were expecting? Because as you go forward, you're going to need that foundation and security. And I think your guides are sort of like maybe a little bit worried or, about what's gone on in the past to sort of be a little bit sort of kind of going, we really need to get this in to have a, the good foundation, or we really need to do business with these other people. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Well, there you go. Sorry, that's coming out with that. I don't know why that was just sitting up there like that. Well, it's supposed to come out, obviously. So it was a 7 of Cups. And so, yeah, from that disappointment, she's still got that 1 cup in her hand on the 5 of Cups. And on the 7 of Cups, it's got like, it's got 1 cup that's got water running out of it. And that is the evident path. And it's sort of saying here, don't look to the past, look to the future. This is what it probably is. So as you've set those healthy boundaries, you can now start looking to the future. And I think your guides are trying to bring you into that way of security, of building partnerships and things like that, building relations with colleagues within your workspace. Let's just see how it's going on with the conversation that is within you on the concerning your job, your business, and etc. Yeah, it is working with others. There's a lot of that going on there. Apparently, it's got to be fun. It's got to be happy. It's got to be enjoyable. This working with others, and I think that's what you're going to be looking for. It's got to have a certain rhythm to it, a certain passion, sort of constant consistency to it that you didn't get before, and that's what could well have been that disappointment there. And this week here, I think you're going to find it. I think you're going to realise what it is. This is that whole start of that new journey. This is the same thing with the death and rebirth on your relationship side. But it's also here, this is where she's going off on a journey, but she's marking her boundaries of where she's been. They are the boundaries that you see at the beginning of the 10 of Cups. So let's just see how it plays into the following week. A release of pressure. So it's like kind of going, yes. It's not necessarily that you've just won the lottery. It's more a case of kind of like, there's enough sales in for the month. Anything more now is a bonus sort of scenario. Queen of Wands, keeping your eye on the here and now as well. I think this is what's going to be coming up next week. So you're going to move into an energy that is a little bit more zippy. I think this week here is a work on what you've done in the past, what you want to do in the future. And next week here is just a moment of pause, almost a moment of exploration of the projects or businesses that you've already got going on since before your autumn period, and also connecting to those friends, family, your partner in a different way of not having to fight for it all the time, as it were. Okay, now let's have a look at that sun and let's see how that sun's affecting your flower. So as the sun comes through, you can see these coronal holes. That is a really heavy prana wind. which I compare to the earth energies. And you've got that filament energy, which is up the top, which is plasma curled into like a river running across the surface of the sun. And that got released earlier on, I think it was Tuesday. And there's a lot of that going on. So we're looking for water and earth. And you do have a lot of water. You have a huge amounts of water, especially in your relationship side. You have this here where you've got this fixed water that comes in underneath the Queen of Wands, and it gets pulled back round the Five of Swords. So almost this is like these headaches are coming to an end, and sort of be patient about it. And it's just, it seems like there's things you've got to let go of in the past, because you've got that cardinal energy coming in from Capricorn on just next to you, is bringing in that solid earth into you. So that's that practical side of things, of doing things that are practical with other people, because this crossing point here, you've got fire and air, and that hasn't been very present on the sun. And this is this lull that you've got in this section here, which is going to accentuate all that water here and here. So I think this is actually, I think your karmic message this week is really important on your relationship side. That's almost telling you where you are at the moment. And I think it will come out even beautifully. I think it will come out even stronger in the Queen of Wands. Once you get through the middle of the week, you'll start kind of living in the here and now. And that's when you're going to feel like there's the bright future that you'd like to do in the coming year. On your relationship, on your business side, this is where you've still got that practical stuff coming in. This is working on projects that you've already had going over the summer, or job that you've been working on, projects and or job you've been working on. And it's bringing in satisfaction into this one, which is that sort of teamwork on the Three of Pentacles, because it converts into cardinal water. That cardinal air, which is coming up, is not really mental. So I wouldn't get too caught up in the mentalization of it all, which is these two cards here. And these two cards here, you have a base down here of water and earth. So that's going to be very productive, but it's not going to become totally clear up there until you actually start moving on with the long-term plan, as it were. And in order to do that, you're going to need that rhythm side. And I think that plays into this section here, this crossing section here, as much as that Six of Cups also does it with working out your relationships over the past year. Okay, so quite a very learning and heavy week for you, really, Sagittarius. There you go. That's been your weekly Astroflower reading. If you want to show your appreciation and you've already got this far, I do thank you for being here. Please show your appreciation by subscribing and clicking that bell. It keeps you up with the notifications for any future readings. And also, if I was you, go back and see that equinox reading and the reading for October. There's loads of links in the description below, which you can find out about the Astroflower and also our sister channel, Somatic TV. In the meantime, Sagittarius, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.